Long before the first kingdoms were built, before the rise of kings and empires, there was another world, a world not ruled by men, but by beings of unimaginable power, dragons. They soared through the skies like living storms, their wings casting shadows over lands untouched by time. Some were revered as gods, others feared as monsters. Their fire shaped the earth, their roars shattered the heavens, and their wisdom surpassed even the greatest of sages. But now they are gone, forgotten. Yet, what if I told you they were more than just myths, that their world, once full of fire and fury, did not simply vanish, but was lost, hidden in time, buried in legends, waiting to be rediscovered? Join me as we journey into the forgotten world of ancient dragons, a world that may still be waiting to awaken. The rise of the ancient dragons. Before the first human ever set foot upon the earth, before the mountains rose and the rivers carved their paths, the dragons ruled. They were the first great beings, the true titans of this world. Each dragon was born of the elements, their essence tied to the forces that shaped existence itself. From the molten heart of the earth came the fire worms, their breath hot enough to melt stone. In the frozen reaches of the north, the frost serpents slumbered beneath glaciers, their icy scales glimmering like trapped starlight. High above, the celestial skyborn soared through the heavens, their wings stirring the clouds, their voices like distant thunder. And deep within the abyss, in caverns untouched by light, the shadow drakes lurked, their eyes glowing like embers in the dark. For eons, they reigned supreme, beasts of wisdom and power. Some built great nests atop towering peaks, where they gazed upon the world with knowing eyes. Others slumbered beneath the oceans, their forms mistaken for islands by the unwary. Their roars were songs of creation, their flight a dance with the very forces of nature. But their world was not one of peace. Even among dragons, there was conflict. Some sought dominion over all, while others believed in balance. Kingdoms of flame and ice, of sky and shadow, clashed in battles that shook the foundations of the world. And so, the seeds of their downfall were sown, long before humankind ever knew their names. What did the Age of Conflict. For centuries, the dragons ruled, but power breeds ambition, and ambition breeds war. The great harmony that once bound them began to unravel. The fireworms, driven by an insatiable hunger for dominance, sought to scorch the lands and claim them as their own. The frost serpents, protectors of the frozen north, refused to yield, their icy breath turning battlefields into wastelands of ice and ash. The celestial skyborn, once the guardians of balance, watched as the world beneath them descended into chaos. Some intervened, hoping to restore peace, while others withdrew into the heavens, leaving the earth to its fate. And in the shadows, the abyssal drakes thrived on the discord, whispering to both sides, stoking the flames of war, ensuring that no victor would ever emerge. But dragons were not the only ones to witness this age of conflict. In the shadows of their great battles, another force was rising: humans. At first, they were nothing more than scattered tribes, insignificant to the warring titans above them. But as dragons waged war, humanity learned. They watched. They adapted. Some worshipped dragons, offering them gifts and prayers, hoping to earn their favor. Others feared them, crafting weapons of iron and stone to defend their homes. But there were those who saw the truth. The dragons were not invincible. And so, the first dragon slayers were born. With cunning and strategy, humans began to strike. At first, they were but a nuisance, barely a threat to the ancient beasts. But as time passed, their weapons grew sharper, their magic stronger, their numbers greater. For the first time in history, dragons fell, not to each other, but to the hands of mankind. The balance had shifted, and the age of dragons was nearing its end. The fall of the dragons. The war between dragons raged on, but their greatest enemy was no longer one of their own. Humanity had learned the secrets of dragonkind, how to wound them, how to trap them, how to kill them. The first great dragon lords fell to human blades and sorcery. Fire-breathing titans, once thought immortal, were brought low by poisoned arrows, enchanted spears, and weapons forged in dragons' own blood. Where once their roars had shaken the heavens, now their death cries echoed through valleys that would never know their kind again. But the end of dragons did not come by war alone. Something far greater, a force beyond both beast and man, sealed their fate. Some say it was the wrath of the gods, angered by the destruction dragons had brought, bowed upon the world. Others whisper of a great celestial event, a star that fell from the heavens, shrouding the skies in darkness and cursing the land with endless winter. Some believe it was the dragons themselves who brought their end, their own magic unraveling, their power consuming them until there was nothing left but dust and echoes. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: the dragons vanished. Their mighty wings no longer stirred the winds. Their shadows no longer darkened the earth. The last of their kind disappeared into legend, their bones buried beneath mountains, their spirits lost to time. And so, the age of dragons came to an end. But did they truly vanish? Or did they simply retreat, waiting, slumbering in hidden places, in the depths of the earth, in the darkest corners of the world, waiting for the day when they might rise once more? The forgotten legends and modern clues. Though dragons faded from the world, their echoes remained. In the ruins of forgotten civilizations, in the stories passed from generation to generation, in the whispers carried by the wind, legends of the great beasts refused to die. Across the world, ancient carvings tell the same story, of winged titans that ruled before man, of creatures that breathed fire and shaped the very land beneath us. In the frozen north, deep beneath the ice, remains of colossal bones rest undisturbed. In the vast deserts, scorched earth marks places where no fire should have burned. And in the depths of the oceans, sailors speak of shadows moving beneath the waves, too large to be any creature known to man. Could it be that the dragons never truly perished, that some still linger in the hidden places of the world, far from human eyes? There are those who believe the dragons sleep, buried beneath mountains, sealed within the earth, waiting for the time of their awakening. Others claim they took to the skies, retreating beyond the clouds, where they watch and wait. Some even whisper that they walk among us, hidden in forms unrecognizable, waiting for the moment when the world is ready to know them once more. And then there are the signs, the tremors deep within the earth, the sudden bursts of fire in places long thought dormant, the strange sightings in the night sky. Are these mere coincidences, or are they warnings, clues left behind by the ancients, telling us that the dragons are not gone, only waiting? Perhaps the world has simply forgotten them, but perhaps they have not forgotten us. Conclusion: the world we know is built upon the bones of the past. Civilizations rise and fall, stories fade into myth, and truths become legend. But some legends refuse to die. They linger in the depths of our history, waiting to be uncovered, waiting to be remembered. The dragons may have vanished from sight, their reign erased by time, but their presence is felt in every whispered tale, in every ancient symbol carved into stone, in every shadow that moves just beyond our understanding. Perhaps they are gone forever, reduced to nothing more than stories told to children around the fire. Or perhaps they are still here, sleeping beneath the mountains, resting beneath the waves, watching from the skies, waiting for the day when the world is ready to remember. The forgotten world of ancient dragons is not as lost as we might believe. The question is, when will they return?